Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jihan, and today we are going to talk about the minor pieces in sonata form. In my previous videos, we only covered the major keys, so I decided to explore minor keys this time. In the sonata form of major keys, the second theme in the exposition modulates to dominant key. However, the sonata form in minor keys, the second theme modulates to a few different keys. We are going to take a look at those examples in this video. Before we begin, you need to know the basic music theory involved in this lesson. You can click at the corner here and then watch the video first where I explain all the related music theory. Aren't you curious which key the second theme can go in minor keys? If so, please hit the like button and subscribe. And when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at Beethoven's Piano Sonata, Opus 10, number 1. So if you look at the key signature first, here we see 3 flat, B flat, E flat, and A flat. And if you have 3 flat, the second flat to the last, which is E flat in this case, is the tonic of the major key, so which is E flat. If you have 3 flat, it can be E flat major or its relative minor, C minor. So let's figure it out what the key of this piece is. If you look at the first chord, what chord is this? This is C minor chord. Oh, this is C minor. Okay, so this piece is in C minor. All right, and let's take a listen to the first phrase. Okay, sounds like this. Okay, it was not the perfect playing, but please excuse me, I played this millions of years ago. Alright, so let's take a look at this piece with me in terms of sonata form in the category of sonata form because we are studying sonata form together. So, of course, in the beginning, this is exposition, and then the first part of exposition, which is the first theme. Okay. This is dotted rhythm in C minor arpeggio, which is the first theme. If you look at here, did you hear the cadence here? 5, 2, 1. It's very obvious. Bum, bum, 5, 2, 1. What was this called in musical term? We talked about this in last video. This is called PAC, meaning perfect authentic cadence. This is a punctuation. This is the end of the phrase. And we have another PAC here to make sure. Here with fortissimo, another PAC. So this is the end of the first theme area. How do we know? Do you see this rest? One measure of break. Before we move to the second theme, it is very common to have a short break, which is called medial caesura. So this is very common in classical music that before we move to the second theme area, there's a very clear break. And beginning of this E flat here, is this a second theme? Well, the answer is it's not a second theme. This section is called transition part. From first theme to second theme, they need a bridge between those two sections. So it's a transition section, and the real second theme starts here. So how do we know? Let me actually play these 4 measures. I'll be honest, I didn't practice this. So sorry for the poor playing, but I'll definitely leave a much, much better performance than me in the description box below. So you'll be able to hear the music, listen to the music after you learn all the forms in Sonata. I want you to listen to the music, okay, while you're thinking about the things that we learned in this video. This is the beginning of second theme in the exposition. Now, what is the key of this area? What is the key here? If you look at the first chord, this is E flat major chord. So the key is changed into E flat major. So the original key of this piece was C minor. And what's the relationship between C minor and E flat major? I briefly talked about this in the beginning. They are relative major and minor. If you look at the key signature again, E flat, if you have three flats, it can be either E flat major or C minor. So the minor piece in sonata form, the second theme can move to the relative major. It's very common that second theme in minor key pieces, it modulates to the relative major. All right, so this is E flat major. And as contrast to the first theme, again, the first theme was very strong. It was energetic with dotted rhythm. But the second theme is very lyrical. They are very opposite, which is very common. And in E flat major, let's find the perfect authentic cadence. PAC, where is it? Scrolling down. Okay, I found it at here. Very strong. Ba bum. So this is 5-1 in E flat major. So this is the end of the second theme. And if you look at here, the repeat sign gives a clear cut of the exposition in classical music. So this is the end of the exposition. And then after the repeat sign, it comes the development section. All right, and we are going to take a look, another example in minor key where the second theme moves to its relative major key. Okay, this time we are going to take a look Mozart's Symphony No. 40 in G minor. So this is very famous symphony by Mozart. So again, you find the much better performance played by professional orchestra, and you find it in my description box below. So you definitely need to check and listen after this lesson. All right, so as the title says, this is in G minor. If you look at the key signature here, it has two flats, and then second flat to the last, which is the B flat. B flat is the tonic of the major key. Or it can be also the relative minor of B flat, which is G minor in this case. So this is G minor. So if you look at viola and cello part, it's just playing the G minor chord. So this is 1 and G minor. Okay, so again, of course, the beginning of this piece is exposition. First part of the sonata form is exposition, and this is the first theme, the primary theme, first theme, which is pretty long. It's a long phrase theme. How long is it? Which is pretty long. It's over 8 measures, which ends at here. And let's find together where the second theme is. So if we keep scrolling down, something new is coming. So starting in this measure, this is measure 28, 6, 7, 8, yes, 20. This is transition part between first theme and the second theme. There's a transition area in sonata form. And if you keep scrolling down, okay, here, what do you see? Very obvious break. This is called medial caesura again. So this comes very often right before the second theme. And then right after the medial caesura, you hear da, 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 by strings, and then da, da, what key of this area? So this is the beginning of second theme after the medial caesura, the second theme. Okay, it's very chromatic. Da, 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 da. Bum, bum. Here you see the PAC, which is the punctuation. So if you see PAC, that determines the key. That's the strongest evidence establishing the key, PAC. So 5, 2, 1 of what is the one chord here? This is B flat. We know now the second theme has modulated to B flat major. What's the relationship between B flat major and the initial key of this piece? This is G minor symphony. And then G minor is a relative minor of B major. They are relatives. B major and G minor, as we talked about in the beginning, very beginning. So it modulated from G minor to B flat major, which is the relative major of its key, just like Beethoven's example that we looked at right before. And here, Mozart also moved its second theme to its relative major. Okay, keep scrolling down. Let's find the another PAC, the end of second theme, so which is actually here. It's hard to find, but bum bum. This is 5, 2, 1. It's not a strong cadence, but in piano. And here's another cadence. Bum bum. 5, 2, 1 in B flat major. It's just reinforcing by repeating it. And after it is all closing materials, another bum bum. Okay, many PACs. Okay, and here we found the repeat sign. This is the end of the exposition. We all know this. I hope everyone knows this. And then right after the repeat sign, it comes the development. Alright, so that was the example of Mozart Symphony number 40. And we are going to take a look. One more minor key piece by Beethoven. We are going back to Beethoven. Okay, so Beethoven Piano Sonata, Opus 90 and number 27. This is one of mid-late piano sonatas. Let's take a look at the key signature first. As always, it has one sharp. There's two possibilities for the key of this piece. So it can be either G major or its relative minor, E minor. If you look at the first chord of this piece, it starts with big chord. And what is the first chord here? This is E minor, very strong E minor chord. So the key of this piece is in E minor. The first chord is one chord. Beginning of this piece is in, of course, exposition. And the first part, dun 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 dun, this is the first theme. Okay, I'll play the theme for you. You can take a listen. I'll play up to the fermata here. Okay, sounds like this. Okay, so obviously this is in E minor, and let's find the end of the first theme together. Just keep scroll down. Did you see this one? You saw this kind of break now many times, so I hope everyone can recognize it. But right before it, ba 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 bum, here we heard the PAC, the 5-2-1 perfect authentic cadence. Okay, this is the end of the phrase. It says, okay, and the short break is called, again, MC medial caesura. And after that, in Beethoven's case, the second theme doesn't come right after the medial caesura. Just as in his violin sonata number 5, there is, so this section, B, 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 this bar is kind of like introduction of second theme, or it's a transition, okay? Transition theme. So between first theme and the second theme, there's a bridge section, and sometimes it sounds like a theme, so sometimes it might be confusing determining, oh, is this a transition or a second theme? But it looks kind of unsettled. It's just keep going. And if you keep looking at it, you'll see here a big moment with chords, right? This is the beginning of second theme in the exposition. Second theme. Can you tell what the chord is at here? Let me play. What chord is this? Very obvious. This is B minor chord. So B minor. The second theme modulates to B minor in this case. And what's the relationship of B minor and the original key of this piece? The first theme was in E minor. The first theme was in E minor, and then in the second theme, it modulates to B minor. So E minor is the tonic chord of this piece, and B minor is fifth above E minor, right? So E, starting E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E, F, G, A, B. This B is the fifth note of E minor. So the dominant chord of E minor is B chord, B major chord. However, this time the second theme modulates to B minor. So we call this minor dominant. This is not dominant because we don't have leading tone in the middle. We don't have the D sharp. This is minor dominant key. We call minor dominant. And modulating to minor dominant key in minor key is pretty often in both classical and towards the Romantic period music. So both primary theme and the second theme, they are in minor keys. Okay, so let's find the cadence together. So this is B minor, one chord, and let's find cadence. So perfect authentic cadence, the end of this section. Here I found the cadence, bum, bum, F sharp to B. This is the cadence of B minor. PAC, end of the section, end of the phrase. And then after the PAC, in this piece, we don't have the repeat sign, but instead there's a break. So maybe Beethoven decided not to repeat the exposition. And then it comes the development section after development. So did you learn that the second theme in minor key sonatas, they can modulate to either the relative major of its original key or its minor dominant key. So you should remember these two possibilities, relative major or minor dominant. So if you're going to play other sonata pieces in minor keys, I want you to be able to find the second themes by yourself. So if you can figure it out, any keys, any second themes by yourself, then please leave a comments in below. Then I can check it out if it's true or false. And also, if you have any other pieces that you want to study with me, then please leave it in the comments below. Then I will consider it for my future videos. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video again.